Hi everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Crashmo. In this part, we will be doing puzzles 111 through 120. I think I commented in the previous part that, or not previous part, I think I commented at some point that we had seen the longest video in the series. I lied. This is probably longer. I'm not actually going to fact check that. I'm just going to say that and hope I'm right. If I'm wrong, you'll see a funny text right here making fun of me for being wrong. If I'm not wrong, I don't know, there won't be much else to it. So, we're back to murals. I think I also made a mistake that I said there were 4 mural puzzles. I believe there's only actually 3, and I made that dumb mistake again. So, yeah, more murals, more problems. And the mural puzzles are very difficult, and I don't much care for them. But, this one here is a little bit easier. Essentially, you just need to get it to where all the yellow blocks are stacked on top of one another, and then they kind of naturally make a path towards the top. You basically, and yeah, that one ends up seeming a lot more difficult than it is, mostly because you can be a little overwhelmed by how many different pieces you're having to focus on and sort of the unique shape of the phoenix. This one's a donut, and I had to restart it a couple times. And even with me restarting it a couple times, this puzzle just takes a long time. Your main goal is that all the little sprinkles on the donut, you want to get it stacked onto it in such a way that you can do some cool stuff with it. Alrighty. And it's a combination, and in this case, you're going to need to use stuff like the fork in order to properly do the puzzle. By pushing certain pieces in such a way. Alrighty, so once we have the blue portion in place, we're going to have to get that brown sprinkle also in our stack for the top. You're going to see me just move around a lot and try to get things working properly. This puzzle is just tedious. Honestly, it's one of the most tedious puzzles in the game. I wish I could like give some kind of caveat of like, oh, it's actually kind of cool. No, this puzzle is just super tedious. There's just a lot of things you have to avoid making mistakes in, and it's just obnoxious. The main goal in the end is with the stack of sprinkles that you have, you can use that as a means of getting up to the orange block into the orange side of the donut, the orange block here. And then use that to jump to the pink side and get there. But yeah, we're not doing that just yet. We're having to very carefully move our puzzle pieces around correctly. I wish I could say more about this. So I guess to break out of crash mode for a second as I mess up here. Yeah, everything now. From here on out, I don't think really has any sort of English documentation online, so I do hope this is helpful. I don't want to emphasize this too many times, but yeah, I'm trying to, I guess, set the idea that this is being made at a time when there's not really any complete English guides of the game, and I'm just hoping this helps some people out. You know, for people who get Crashmo before the eShop goes down, or, you know, find other ways of playing Crashmo. I'm not going to specify what those other ways are, but yeah. Who knows? Maybe if we're lucky, Intelligent Systems is just going to release a full, like, Pushmo and Crashmo collection this year. I doubt that's the case, but, yeah. Oh, right, so just to go back to talking about the game again. Right, for this puzzle in particular, we don't necessarily need to have the yellow sprinkle. We just need to make sure the brown one is stacked on top of the blue and the gray one. And then we just need to set up our puzzle in a way to where we can get to the pink one, and then jump across towards the fork, which I mess up, of course. And there we go. Alright, and for the next mural puzzle, you'll also be seeing a cut because I'm bad at the game. And you need to remember that. The sunfish. This one's also very, imposing as a puzzle. You have a lot of really big pieces you're dealing with, and they're all very awkward shapes. The main goal for this puzzle is that you want to set it up in a way to where the white block and cloud block stay where they are, and you're going to use that light blue block that is in the front layer as a means of getting to the cloud block. From there, once we get to the white block, we can actually use that staircase to get to the red manhole cover and get towards the top. So, getting there is going to be the next major step. Thankfully, we can actually use the blue top of the sunfish to get towards the top staircase of the light blue block that's in the front layer. But yeah, there's a lot of having to avoid pushing other blocks unintentionally, which is a very consistent running problem for these later puzzles. I keep complaining about this game, but I do actually want to emphasize that this game is generally pretty fun. I think, you know, just going for most of the puzzles is pretty great. It's a pretty great time. It's just pretty much this. These later ones kind of stink. Some of these later ones. Mostly the murals. I just don't like the murals. So yeah, you're seeing here, I made sort of a path towards the top. And now we're going to sort of have to do some one-block jumps here for my variant. I believe you could have easily just moved a couple others to make it work out. I'm going to zoom in just so I have a better view, and I still missed the jump because, good golly, am I not very good. I realized I was one block over to the left where I shouldn't have been. Then from there, it's pretty straightforward. We go to the manhole cover, and we get to the flag. Not too bad. Another weird thing about this game, also, I want to kind of point out is, I'm going to see a mural here for a sprite, which is also the case in the last set of murals we did with the Buzzy Beetle and the Piranha Plant. I don't know why this game avoided doing, like, a set of just specifically, like, 8-bit sprites, because, all the other games make sure to have like a dedicated set to like retro Nintendo sprites and stuff like that. So I think it's really weird that this is like the only game where they had murals, but they didn't want to, I guess, make a dedicated 8-bit one, or dedicated like 8-bit sprite puzzles. I'm guessing either they may have been they could have been like too easy or too difficult, depending on the game. You know, which I'm bummed out because, you know, I want to see some Urban Champion, okay? Not because I think the game is good, but just because it's funny how weirdly obsessed Nintendo was with Urban Champion at this time. I don't know why there's such love for Urban Champion. This has officially become the Urban Champion hate Let's Play section of the series. I'll be hating on Urban Champion now for the majority of this Let's Play. If you don't like that, no, I don't apologize, because you like Urban Champion, and I'm sorry, that's unforgivable. For any real fans of Urban Champion out there, like, what are you doing? Just play a different fighting game. Play one that isn't Urban Champion. Alrighty, so I'm setting up the puzzle here to give myself a staircase, because once again, as always, 95% of these puzzles is just making a staircase. So I have this moment where I think I did everything wrong, but I didn't. I'm more so trying to just make clear indication of what we need to do. Once we can make that staircase to the top, we're pretty much set. It's just getting to that point. So we gotta move some blocks around here, which will lower the elevation, which will make our life a little bit more difficult, but I think we can still, I think we'll be still perfectly fine getting towards the end, which we can do right now, and that's the end of this puzzle. The bullet bill is defeated. Okay, next puzzle here, I'm gonna have to do another cut, and honestly, yeah, I'm surprised I didn't have to do as many cuts for... I'm surprised I didn't do more cuts for this section, despite the fact that this is going to be so freaking long, this part. And it's really not with me, it's not because I'm not trying, I'm really trying to like truncate these. These are just so long and It's so tedious at points. And like I mentioned before, you make a mistake and you're most likely going to have to restart, which is so frustrating. So, for what's going on right now, I'm trying to make a staircase essentially towards a little crevice portion of like the weirdly outlined portion of the elephants. The weirdly outlined blue block that's currently underneath the white and black blocks. From there, what we need to do is pull out the white block, move it across, and what we're going to need to do is get that blue block on the top there, right near the flag, and we're going to offset it to where we can get that on top of the, well, not on top of, but adjacent to the top portion of the white block. The reason we're going to do that is because we need that in order to easily use the black block where the bottom blue door is in order to get towards the end. So, enough with lecturing about Crashmo. I guess due to the supercut video I did, I guess I should talk about the fact, talk a little about Kirby Forgotten Lands since that came out. It's very good. I like it a lot. I haven't beaten it. I'm almost done because of this recording, but I think it might be up there as one of the best Kirby games. I think it might be as good as Superstar, which I know some people may disagree with that notion. And that's perfectly fine. They're wrong. No, I'm just kidding, of course. But yeah, no, it's really great. I recommend anyone pick up Kirby and the Forgotten Lands if you have a Switch. If you don't have a Switch, I mean, that's fine too. Don't get it. There's people been playing Elden Ring a lot, so I'll just probably play that. Which, I don't know anything about Elden Ring. I haven't really played Dark Souls all that much. And the few times I have played, I didn't love it. But whatever. That's my controversial opinion of the day. If you want to tell me that I'm a dumb idiot for not loving Dark Souls, that's fine. That's justified. And you can tell me that every day of the week for the rest of time. So yeah. In fact, I'm just gonna. I want this clip to be taken out of the clip. I want this one particular portion of the video to be taken out of context. I'm going to say right here, Elden Ring is a bad game that I do not like because I have played it, definitely, totally have played it, and I don't like it. All right, so now that fake nonsense, that fake Elden Ring opinion is over. More puzzles. Okay, the penguin's not too bad. I like penguins. Penguins are cool, and this penguin puzzle is pretty fucking cool. I don't lose my sanity here. It's a pretty. Once again, as always, every single puzzle from here on out, it's just going to be. Honestly, you could probably argue every puzzle in this game is a staircase puzzle. But this one is definitely a staircase puzzle. We're going to have to combine the belly of the penguin as well as the upper portion to make this sort of staggered staircase. So, from here, we're going to just need to push the blue portion over. I'm trying to make sure that everything's aligned properly. I'm very paranoid about this sort of thing. Alrighty. So, on top of those things, I made a grave mistake. So essentially, for this puzzle, yeah, okay, there's a rewind. Okay, so here's the actual puzzle now. I don't know why I had that rewind. I don't know why I had that bit, okay. Yeah, so if this sounds like it's weirdly cut out, it is because for some reason I had a rewind. I saw a redo in here. So it's really simple. All you have to do is drop most portions of the puzzle. Basically, get rid of the feet, and then from there, we want to have it set up to where we have we still sustain the 2-block high elevation of the blue portion of the penguin, And now we're going to make a climb towards the top once we push over the dark blue portion. Or not dark blue, the light blue portion. And now we make our way towards the top. From there, it's pretty simple. We just have to hit the black block and get towards the flag. Yeah. Simple as that. Alrighty. Now here we have an actual cut that I know is coming. So, yeah. And it's for the seal. Yeah, the stupid seal. There's actually not a lot of moving parts to it, but because of the big red ball, which you need to use to get to the top, it becomes very tedious and annoying. So, general push for this puzzle here. Thought there was a cut. My bad, there is not a cut. I just, for some reason, cut that in the video editor for no reason. But yeah, essentially you want to use that portion of the dark purple block and essentially make a too high, well actually, you're going to use the back portion here for a way towards the top. The front portion that we have, we want to essentially have the black block as well as the other black block and the red ball block to be a sort of tower towards the flag. It's, yeah. Honestly, these longer videos are really hard to keep a guide or discussion going on. Yeah. So, with that out of the way, I was wrong. You don't have to stack both of them. You just have to stack the one. Now, I'm getting nervous because it's just some of these puzzles get. This puzzle's annoying. This puzzle's fucking annoying. Let me just tell you, this puzzle here is really annoying. At least to me. Maybe I want someone, probably someone in the comments, if 3 years from now, when they discover that this video exists, they're gonna tell me in the comments that this is actually the easiest puzzle in the video game. And you know what? They're wrong. But hey, everyone's entitled to a wrong opinion every now and then. So I start faffing about. I'm just trying to kind of get everything aligned properly. So essentially, we need that purple block there in order to, I believe, get to the red ball, which is what makes this part kind of obnoxious for me. But I think with that now, we can make a path towards the top. So, yeah, we're going to get towards this portion here. Push this across accordingly, so we have a little path here from the red ball. And then we get towards the top. And that's the end of this part of the puzzle. We're not done with this section yet. No, of course not. You'd think, you know, this far into the video we'd be done, but of course, no. Everything's got to be complicated. Okay, here's an actual cut that I'm actually going to call correctly and not make a mistake on the dumb cheeseburger, which is just... This is another puzzle I kind of didn't have a lot of trouble with the first time, but replaying it was kind of miserable. We need to make a staircase towards the ketchup. What I'm assuming is ketchup and like lettuce. It could be a tomato for all I know. Oh, it's kind of dripping, so it looks like ketchup. I think. We need to get up towards this portion, and from here, we're going to need to drop the green block, the lettuce block, down one, so that we can start dealing with a way of getting towards the actual flag. This one, I don't feel is the worst puzzle. I think it is rated 4 stars, but compared to some of the other 4 stars and 5-star puzzles, this one really does feel a lot more manageable by comparison. Excuse me. From there, we're going to need the L block and the single block there in order to do the rest of the puzzle. We want the single block to stay on the lettuce portion of the actual... we want that to stay on the actual lettuce portion of the burger. And then the L-looking block that we have, we're going to use for the other portion. I guess you could argue that's a J block if this is like Tetris or something, but I don't think that's that relevant. Maybe it's very relevant to you, and you know what? I don't care that much. So we want to set up that individual block so we have a 2-stack. Once we have the 2-stack, it's pretty easy from there. We just need to align the top one in order to get to the one bottom lip of it. We go towards the top, and that's the end of that puzzle. And from there, we have 2 more left. Goodness, I thought we were almost done. Seriously, honestly, I think these. I'm glad there's only 2 of these like 20-minute videos. I apologize if it feels like this has been a bit more rambler in comparison to some of the other ones. Yeah, sorry. Duck. We're at the duck puzzle now. If you ever need to see my official apology for why this part's so long, just remember the duck puzzle. Though, you know, if you probably wouldn't have heard the apology if you would have probably already heard the apology if we're at the duck puzzle. Anyway, this one's kind of annoying. What we essentially need to do is get the eyeball on the bottom portion of the duck puzzle. And for the bottom portion, we need to make sure it's on the leftmost portion, since we're going to use that as a means of getting towards the top of it. Towards the top of the duck, that is. And towards the flag. I gotta say though, there's something about games like this. These sort of really cutesy games that end up being so ridiculously difficult that I kind of love. Kind of like when a game can both be cute and like the most hardcore, painful thing you've ever played in your life. I think that's why I like stuff like Monkey Ball a lot too. I think it's super fun for that. Okay, so as we push our path towards the top, I think from here it's pretty straightforward. We need to make sure that whatever 3 blocks are supporting the top portion of the duck, we want to make sure that when we get to this part here, we can push it directly off and make our straight path towards the end. Not too bad. So just showing you here that we've made it. We made it towards the top, and we have 1 more puzzle to do. I don't believe this last one is too horrible. The soccer ball isn't too bad. It's mostly, you gotta just push a couple blocks, and then you sort of just need to visualize the path that is already there. So we're gonna basically push out the black outline portion here. And then the only other adjustment we need to do with the black outline is we need to get one of those individual black blocks on the topmost white block into the little crevice there. From there, it's a pretty straightforward path between 2 layers. We'll make our jump towards this portion. We're going to move actually, we don't even need to move it yet. We just need to get all the way over to this point. From here, we're going to push it forward so that the black block goes there. Then we're going to push the black block that we put on the crevice towards the top of the white block. And from there, we basically have a path towards the end. This one is unreasonably easier. It's very unreasonably, it's just a lot easier. So, with all that out of the way, I hope this has been helpful, and I will see you all in the next part. Until then.